everyone. Does your home need a makeover? Well, why not start with windows? They can make your home look great, and the best part, it can save you money too. Joe Britton is here of Renewal by Andersen, and he is going to give us the scoop. Thanks so much for coming on.
No problem.
First of all, why don't you just tell me, who is Renewal by Andersen?
It's a good question. Andersen's been around for 110 years, and a lot of people have heard that name before. But the Renewal Division was established 18 years ago for just remodeling projects. So most window and door dealers are just selling a new construction application, where ours, we're the only window and door company on the planet that has specific remodeling divisions.
And that's like, I mean, so many different people, that's what they want to do, remodel their home, especially because it really does increase the beauty of your home. Why don't you explain to people how you guys do that?
That's a great question too. Sometimes people are so into kitchens and bathrooms, and that's understandable, they kind of forget about windows, but most people here in Arizona have an aluminum window. Not very attractive, horrible for energy efficiency, which we'll get to in a minute here, but our windows are made from a composite material called Fibrex, and you can see in these pictures, it's almost more like a piece of furniture than a window. So.
Yeah, and it really changes, I mean, the whole, right when you, the curb appeal that they say. I mean, right when you see these windows, you can tell it looks state of the art. They're beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it makes a huge before and after difference for sure.
Okay, now, we know they look good, but they have to perform, right?
Yes, they do, absolutely. If not, then that's no good.
So how can they save us money?
Well, we're gonna walk through this. I have a heat demonstration. This is a BTU meter, and it senses heat transfer, and this is a heat lamp that's 160 degrees.
Okay.
Window frames typically in Arizona get about 200 to 250 degrees for 6 months out of the year, so this is actually on the low side of what your windows are. I know most people don't care because they just keep jamming the AC up, but that's why your energy bills are so high.
Cost money.
Exactly, and energy goes up every year, not down. So I'm going to walk you through this. Half of Arizona, believe it or not, still have single pane glass.
And that's right here.
Exactly, and that takes the BTU meter down to 83, but like you said, when you feel that, it's just hot as a firecracker.
It's very hot when you see that right there.
And at this point, this is basically keeping the flies out.
Exactly.
So then a lot of people are like, Joe, but I have dual pane already, I don't think I need it, but it's usually housed in an aluminum frame, and aluminum conducts heat. There's a reason why they make frying pans from aluminum, and the frames are so thin, they can only put the thinnest glass in there with very little space in between those two panes of glass. So I'm going to put that on there, and that's what a lot of people have here already.
And you can still feel, it's less heat, but you can still feel the heat even all the way out here.
And that's just after a few seconds.
Yeah.
You know, so the BTU meter did go from 84 to 64, so it is better, but I always say it's kind of like going from an F to a D+. I don't think I'd be hanging my hat on that.
My son would still get in trouble.
Yeah, he'd still be grounded for 2 weeks. So this is our glass. It's called Smart Sun. We're the only ones that have it. And besides it being the most energy efficient, it also blocks out 95% of UV. So you don't have to have window treatments and blocking great views and feeling confined for 6 months out of the year. So I'm going to put that on there.
And you can't feel, even right here, even touching it, you can't feel
exactly.
anything.
And the BTU meter is at 0, and it doesn't go lower than that.
Yeah, that's going to save you a ton of money too, right?
It does. I mean, every home's different, but typically you're looking at 30 to 40% in savings. But actually, that's only part of the story, because the glass is what a lot of people are focused on, but the frames are so important too.
Yeah, you have to think about that, because they also, like you said, with the aluminum, just
they conduct heat. And the majority of window and door companies sell a vinyl plastic window, which is energy efficient more than what usually people have, which is aluminum. But the problem is it's plastic, and this is a desert climate, and
that doesn't last.
Exactly. It's kind of like buying a car that gets 50 miles to the gallon, and a year later it gets 10. You'd say, hey, what's going on with my car? And this is an example of about 10%, which is fiberglass. Fiberglass is stronger than vinyl, but fiberglass has been on the market the least amount of time, and it lets in a lot of moisture and filtration.
And
so
before we go,
this is our renewal window, yes, and it's only available through the Renewal Division. It's Andersen's best window. They've had it for 18 years, and it's 700 times more energy efficient than metal.
That's
and
huge.
4 times stronger than vinyl. So it gives you the best of both worlds.
And you have a special for anyone watching too.
We sure do. We have 60-month financing, which is great, 60 months, 0%. And what's awesome about that is, you know, it kind of helps offset the high energy bills. And for people who don't want to finance, we have huge cash savings depending on the size of your project.
Excellent. And to get that special, you see it right there on your screen. All you have to do is go to rbaphoenix.com or call the number on your screen. Call today to get that.